Rejuvenate, restore, refresh, and heal. At Fantuzo Acupuncture, we seek to help achieve effective health and wellness in an elegant spa-like atmosphere. Fantuzo Acupuncture specializes in traditional acupuncture, cosmetic anti-aging acupuncture, acupressure, cupping, CBD topical creams, and more. Approach healthcare holistically. Visit FantuzoAcupuncture.com to book online today. FantuzoAcupuncture.com.
From attic to basement, we're here for you. It's quality service in all we do. Call Taylor. 500 help.
That's right. Just like I did, call Taylor 500 help, because last night, after showing houses, after the daily Kimberly's Revolution yesterday with Just Tom and Randy Semino, I went to show a couple of houses, and I got home and I walked in my house and I'm like, what is going on? And then I looked at the thermometer in the house, and guess what it said? 80 degrees. My air conditioner died yesterday. So I called 500 help. 500 help. And I got to tell you, Alex from Hamlin came over and fixed my air conditioning. So thank you to Taylor Heating and Plumbing for making my air conditioner work last night, because here in Rochester, New York, kind of like the Pacific Northwest, we're in a little bit of a heat wave, and it was 95 degrees yesterday, just like it was 95 degrees the day before and the day before that. So it was a little sweltering. I was not looking forward to an 87-year-old mother of mine sweltering in her in-law suite without air conditioning. So thank you to Taylor, because they are the ones that made it happen. And not only do they do air conditioning like they did here for us at the Revere Realty studios and podcast studio of We the People podcast, they came in, made air conditioning happen, and now we are sitting pretty and not sweating our butts off. They also do heating, plumbing, home energy. They do duct cleaning, and they have comprehensive financing plans. So it's Taylor 500 help for all of your needs. If you want your lawn to look great, go up to Webster and see Kimberly and Justin, because they have lawnmowers and chainsaws and mulching equipment, anything you could possibly want for your lawn. Precision Lawn and Garden. That's why it's called Lawn and Garden, because they have everything for your lawn and garden. 195 North Avenue in Webster, open weekdays 8 to 5 and Saturday 9 to noon. They've got on sale models. They've got new models. They have all still products, Cub Cadet, Ferris, and Toro. They have it all. And it's obviously you got to get your driveway looking pretty, right? Express Sealers. Nothing makes your curb appeal look nicer than a freshly sealed driveway. It always looks fantastic. And Express Sealers, of course, they use thick, professional, hand-applied, commercial-grade seal coat. So you want to make sure that you call Express Sealers 645-2010. If your driveway needs some attention, and whose doesn't, 645-2010 for Express Sealers. We support our advertisers. They support us, and we hope you support our advertisers as well, because we couldn't do this show without them.
America,
Is this thing on?
happy birthday, America. Live from the We the People broadcast studio here in hot and muggy Irondequoit.
Hot and muggy.
Here's host of the most, Kimberly.
Woo!
The hostess with the mostest.
You know, it's very hot, so I'm parched. So don't mind me. Just having a little vino, you know.
Happy birthday, America.
Woo-woo! Give me the bottle rockets, because I've got them in my neighborhood.
We got the bottles, not so much about the rockets.
You don't have the rockets. You got the rocket in your pocket.
Wow.
Yeah. The rocket in your pocket.
That's some competition, Rich.
You just went for a ride in the Rocket 455. The 1970 Rocket 455.
The 442, you don't even know what it is.
It is
Yeah,
Kimberly's Revolution. I am here with Chad Hummel, who is a broker and an attorney and also a podcaster. He's got his own podcast. It's called Got Freedom with Chad Hummel. And of course, your mom made us some nice room decorations. Thank you. Thanks, Chris. Chris, did she make these? These are really nice.
We'll go with that for now.
She also brought us other decorations for the studio. We the people like to party. Oh, don't we ever? Don't we ever? So
we like to party.
Yeah,
we like to party.
So we also have Just Tom. Just Tom's in studio with his red, white, and blue star.
Yeah, I make this look good.
Star Spangle jacket. You have your Star Spangle hat, and I've got my little headband. Huh? Who doesn't love it? And of course, Austin is joining us in studio, provided, of course, by Fitz at Rockbox Productions. We are grateful for Fitz at Rockbox Productions because he makes this show happen and we appreciate it. So if you're looking to do a podcast, you can head on over to Bushnell's Basin, talk to Fitz at Rockbox, and he will set you up just like he set us up. And now we have our own studios here, which are nice and cool, thanks to Taylor. Yeah, I called Tom last night and I'm like, I got to get a hold of someone. Of course, it's after hours because does your air conditioning or heating ever go out during regular hours? No.
It only goes out during global warming.
Apparently.
I'm the problem solver, Kimberlina.
So that is the name of the show today. It's not the heat, it's the humidity.
Right. I fought
for the violence. It's not the heat, it's the humidity.
I fought Kimberly for the beanie with the flags on it, and I lost.
Yeah, don't you like these?
I wanted to rock that.
Hold on, we have another guest in the studio.
I will be the greatest president that God ever created.
Thank you, Donald.
Is that a birthday gift for you last week?
That's my birthday present.
I want one of those. Where do you get one of those? I have to have that.
This came straight out of I believe
Compton.
Straight out of Compton. I believe this came out of San Diego. My brother, one of my brother's best friends, brought this back from San Diego for me. Because he knows what a.
You sure John H didn't give that to you?
Die hard. Yeah, John H gave this to me.
John, you missed it. John H was on
Hutch
the show.
was here.
What's that?
Hutch.
Yeah, he was.
And I saw him. He waved at me when he was leaving.
Can you see posts on YouTube?
I can't see anything, Kimberly.
We can't. If you're posting on YouTube about the show live, we can see them after.
We see them live on YouTube.
That comment is posted on YouTube.
Oh, that is on YouTube. I thought it was on Facebook.
Yeah.
Shows how much I know. So yes, Michelle, we can see that live.
Can you
Ellie
do me a
says,
favor and just turn that light? That's way too bright.
Ellie says, looks great.
You're very dark.
Brett says, hey folks. Hey Brett, how are you? It's good to see you guys. Yeah, it's not the heat, it's the humidity.
All right, lighten me up. Heat
wave in the Pacific Northwest is still ongoing. They're under what they call, and I love how they have like snowpocalypse, sometimes when the great big, snowstorms hit, they always have these, the abominable snowman, whatever snowstorm. They have a heat dome. What are you doing?
Look, I'm really rich.
Okay. They have a heat dome over the Pacific Northwest, Portland, Seattle. Yesterday, I do believe in Portland.
It's called global warming, Kimberly.
Temperatures in Northern California and in Oregon, parts of Oregon, hit 121. That's not heat index. That's ridiculous. Can you imagine 114 here in Rochester, New York?
Do they have air conditioning in their tents out there? In their tent cities?
Right. It's because God hates Antifa.
Chop
God hates Antifa. That's why they're having the heat wave in Portland and Seattle. Hey guys, you had it coming. That's what happens when you get on the wrong side of God.
No, God doesn't believe in science, according to the left.
44% of houses in the Pacific Northwest, specifically Portland and Seattle, don't have air conditioning. What would you say the percentage here in Rochester and Buffalo that don't? Because we're kind of in the same temperate, zone, right?
I bet we got to be at least 75% have AC.
You think?
Oh yeah.
Because when I moved here,
Tom, you've been in the thousands of houses.
No chance. We're counting all the houses in the city, right?
I just listed a house that doesn't have air conditioning over on Heberly Street. Here's the thing. My real estate agent 21 years ago, when I moved to Rochester, said, "Oh, you don't need central air." And it's hardly ever hot here. And I'm like, biatch, please. Do not show me any more houses without air conditioning.
I'm going 50-50.
No way.
Yeah.
I would go 50-50 too.
You guys are wrong.
So, but I'm not. No, because how often do temperatures hit 95 in Rochester?
You need AC long before it hits 95.
But here's the thing. They're saying, oh, temperatures unseen, never before been recorded in the history, but they've only been recording temperatures since like 1880.
Yeah.
So what happened in 1780, we don't know.
Mr. Hummel.
What happened in 1776?
Mr. Hummel, I will give you the definitive answers to why you're wrong.
What happened in 1931?
Even though you won't agree, Why do they sell 1,000 air conditioners a year at Home Depot and Lowe's if everybody is
replacements? All right, let's move on.
But no, that's
Nice
you know,
try.
but that's the thing. It's like 44% of houses in the Pacific Northwest don't have. So they've had hundreds of heat-related deaths. And
who knows what happened in 1931?
But I'm just saying, it's not. I mean, everyone's roaring climate change. This is what happened. No, it's just it happens to be one of those summers
the
where
Dust Bowl.
it happens.
I'm going in the dark.
You get hot temperatures and people are going to swelter for a while and then it's going to go away. But the fact of the matter is we don't know what happened in, 500 years ago because no one was keeping track of the temperature. So it could have been 115 in the Seattle, Portland area in the 1300s had we known that Seattle and Portland were there in the 13, but we don't know because there was no one there to keep track of the temperatures. That's why I'm saying
white man hadn't conquered it yet.
Climate change is a bunch of hooey. Because everything is cyclical. And any meteorologist worth his salt.
Tom's a meteorologist.
In elementary.
WTF?
Yeah, you're a meteorologist.
Worth his salt?
What happened in 1931, damn it? Quit avoiding the question.
I don't know what.
Do I have to put you under oath?
I wasn't born in 1931, so I don't know.
It's when the national anthem became our official national anthem.
I will get to that.
Are we going to get to that today?
Listen, Mr.
All right, I'm just
Impatient,
checking.
Can you just...
I'm just checking.
You're here.
I just want to make sure we're good.
I need you here.
All right.
Okay.
I'm good.
All right.
I'm good.
Chad is here.
I'm good.
I need him here. Kimberly's Revolution, the We the People Podcast Network. Please support our advertisers, specifically Taylor Heating and Plumbing, because we love them. They made me nice and cool. And of course, Fantuzo's acupuncture, which makes you feel all better and kind of loosey-goosey, which we also love. All right. Yeah. So the heat wave packing a little bit of a punch and causing some problems and some power outages, like 200,000 in the Pacific Northwest, no power. We had, I think, 4,000 here in Rochester, no power. Right. But we'll get through it. It's a little heat. You can sweat a little, right? There's no problem with that. So the thing we want to get to today and what, obviously Chad is chomping at the bit. How many days? Tomorrow is July 1st, right?
That's correct.
The birthday of America. Now, what are you playing?
I will build a great wall on our southern border, and I will have Mexico pay for that wall.
Okay. It's going to be one of those
Donald
days.
Trump's in studio today.
Give me the toy.
You're just going to take my toy.
Give me the toy.
It's just like fifth grade all over again. Do you know how traumatic that was in fifth grade?
Can't behave.
When the teacher took my toys?
Because you cannot behave. So before we get started, are you doing a Got Freedom tonight?
No.
Or tomorrow? What are you doing tomorrow?
What's tomorrow? Thursday?
Thursday. I'm going golfing tomorrow.
Of course
Actually,
you are.
tomorrow I am guest hosting on the Shannon Joy Show
Oh, are you?
on Wham 1180.
Oh, are
Nice.
you? Oh,
Unfortunately, I had to say that
are you going
so
to?
people know where to find me. At 9 p.m. tomorrow night on Wham 1180.
Why you're going on another show because you got
I'm
some
going on
big
another
reveal?
show. No,
You
I have
got some big
nothing.
news to break tomorrow, so you're going to wait till tomorrow on Shannon's show to do it.
Exactly.
I know. I see how you roll. I understand it.
Are you going to talk about bikes again, Chad?
I got nothing. Yeah, I'm going to talk about bikes again. You missed
no,
it.
it was really good.
Yeah, I went deep into the bike laws yesterday.
Yeah.
45 minutes on bike laws.
It's all good. I got to educate the people.
I was educated.
She's shaking her head.
No,
Well,
you have to entertain the people.
Kimberly, Chad's
The people do not need to be educated.
Chad, Kimberly's a surface girl.
Yes.
We the people.
Florida has power. Of course, Florida has power because you've got a great governor.
You have an ocean to
Governor?
swim in.
Governor. That's where my daughter is. She's in
I can't
Florida
see any
right
of
now.
these comments. I'm
Just
blind.
watch out for those sinkholes.
Remember when being a U.S. Olympian was
boy.
an amazing thing?
Yeah.
That's such an honor for the country to
Bruce
be a
Jenner.
U.S. Olympian. You got to bring up that guy. You couldn't bring up
Mary Lou Retton
Mary
was my
Lou
favorite.
Retton. You couldn't bring up who's the swimmer guy with
Michael Phelps.
Michael
Smoked
Phelps.
a lot of weed.
You couldn't bring up. I don't know who are some of the other Olympians. I don't know any other Olympians.
Carl Lewis.
Carl Lewis.
Carl Lewis.
Right?
Very good. Mark
So-
Spitz.
Yeah, I'd say Nadia Comaneci, but she was.
She's not American.
She's not
Well,
American.
she is now.
She is now.
She is now.
How about some of our hockey greats?
What am I drinking? Oh, I'm
Mike
drinking.
Mike
Ruzioni.
Ruzioni.
Who?
Mike Ruzioni.
Yep. Jim Craig.
Are they hockey guys?
1980 U.S. hockey.
Oh, there you go.
They beat the Russians. They beat the Ruskies.
But being a U.S. Olympian, I mean,
Yeah,
you
it's
were
just
so
a lifelong
proud, right?
dream.
You were so proud.
Wait, hold on a second. What are they? What kind of Olympian are they?
U.S. Olympian?
U.S. Olympian.
Yeah, that's right.
They represent the United States of America, correct?
And how proud many Olympians are when they win a medal, whether it be gold, silver, or bronze, and they get up on the podium with their medals and they play the anthems of the. How proud are you?
It's a lifelong dream.
Oh my God.
It's like putting on the green jacket.
It is.
What's
it's like
jacket?
It gives me
The
goosebumps
Masters?
just thinking about putting on the medal and having the national anthem played in front of a world stage. That's
What did you play?
I need that hat for a
Amazing.
minute.
If you were going to be an Olympic athlete, what would you have been?
a cheerleader.
That's an Olympic sport.
Cheerleader.
Yes, a
No,
cheerleader
you'd have
in
been
the
the
Olympics.
Listen.
gymnastics with the twirler.
I'll have you know,
I'm just asking. I don't know.
I need the hat.
in Buckner, Missouri, I actually played softball when I was a kid. I mean, that was summertime fun in Buckner,
Slow
Missouri.
pitch?
I had it's girls softball.
With the little beeping noise on the ball.
I was horrible. But this Olympian, her name is Gwen Berry,
Yep,
and
Gwen.
Gwen hates America.
she does.
She hates America. She
She
says
hates Fox News too.
she
She said so.
She says that she doesn't hate America, but Gwen Berry, who is a hammer thrower, how do you get into the Olympics throwing a hammer? What is that all about? She is an Olympian.
I don't even know what a Phillips head hammer is.
She insists she should still compete for Team USA after calls for her to be removed because she turned her back when the national anthem was being played after she got her bronze medal during the Olympic trials on Saturday. Can we have the picture, please?
If you ain't first, you're last.
Right? There she is,
There you
turning her
go.
back.
There you go, Gwen.
I don't know who the other girls are there, what countries they're from.
They look like proud Americans, Kimberly.
They look like they can throw the hammer too.
Yeah, they could, right? So I don't know what she's doing on the other side. What's going on there?
I think she dropped her contact and she's looking for it.
I don't know. Looks like she's pulling something out of her prison purse. I mean, I don't, there's a lot.
Well, she put the towel over her head.
She's
It
got
says,
a shirt. Yeah.
What's
Shirt.
the shirt say, Austin? By the way, thank you to
Uh,
Austin, who's here producing the show.
It's an activist
athlete.
activist athlete. That's right.
Oh, really?
Those,
Yeah, she's an activist athlete.
So she was able to carry that shirt out onto the risers where they gave the medals, right?
Yeah, she can't just be an athleit.
Right. She's
She
an
has
activist.
to be an activist athlete.
Right.
I assume she pulled it out of the same place she's pulling out that bouquet of flowers right there.
We'll let
You
that
know,
go.
Can I just say right now, you can fit a lot of stuff, Austin, in that prison purse. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
I mean, you got a lot of room up there that you can hide a lot of things: t-shirts, flowers.
Do you think I'm an activist
drugs.
podcaster?
You are an
Yes.
activist podcaster.
Yes, you are.
From now on, I'm just going to be known as. We all got to have names.
I'm nobody.
You're nobody. I'm going to be Whiny Kim.
Well, that's obvious.
Or could I be Bitchy Kim? I don't know. It depends on the day.
Can you put your shoes back on, please?
Depends on the day. Here's what Gwen says she is. She is an activist athlete. She is sponsored by the leftist defund the police organization called
What
Color
the
of
hell?
Change. I'm not making it up.
I thought they don't like colors.
And now the news.
So that's who's sponsoring the two-time Olympian hammer thrower who got up at the Olympic trials on Saturday and turned her back during the national anthem.
Where's she from? Do
Is
we know?
this who we want going to Tokyo and representing Team USA? I don't think so. She doesn't want to be there. She doesn't want to hear the national anthem being played because, and wait for it, I know you guys know, you finish the story. Finish the rest of the sentence for me. I don't like the national anthem because it's
Racist.
oh, bingo. You win the big prize.
I had nothing.
You win the big prize. I don't.
Be the greatest president that
Yeah.
God ever created.
I don't
Thanks,
like
Donald.
the national anthem because she said the third paragraph of the national anthem basically states that
The third stanza.
that
the
it's,
national anthem has paragraphs.
it has
Yeah,
it
who
does.
knew?
So this is the third paragraph. She says the third paragraph basically is a reference to catching and beating runaway slaves in America.
Really?
I read the third paragraph of.
I did my Wikipedia research on it today.
Can we let Chad have a little bit of that?
No. Let me read to you the portion that she's saying is
Yes.
racist and refers to catching and beating runaway slaves. And tell me if you get this from this paragraph. The offending part of the song reads, "And where it is the band who's so vauntingly swore that the havoc of war and battle's confusion, a home and country should leave us no more. Their blood has washed out their foul footsteps' pollution. No refuge could save the hireling and slave from the terror of flight or the gloom of the grave."
The gloom, I believe.
The gloom. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
The gloom.
And I did a little research on that.
Do you get, is that racist?
No.
Is that referring to the beating of slaves?
British historians have written that that is a direct historical reference to the fact that after Britain freed their slaves,
Britain.
yes, who we were fighting the War of 1812 against, when the
Right.
national anthem was
Was
written by
written.
Francis Scott Key.
Who is from this area,
The
whose house is in this area,
the,
right?
the British commissioned these former United States slaves as basically as mercenaries to fight against the Americans. So Francis Scott Key was making reference to the fact that these were they were the enemy, right? They were former slaves. So the reference is to them as former slaves of the Americas, not glorifying slavery.
Right.
It was a factual reference that these freed slaves that were now mercenaries for the British against the Americans, they weren't going to be able to hide. We were going to kill them just like we're going to kill the British.
Gwen Berry says that it's disrespectful and the national anthem doesn't speak for Black Americans.
Well, she's an idiot.
Do we actually have her speaking, Austin? I think we do.
We were not even supposed to be on the podium during the singing or the playing of the national anthem. When we were back in the call room, the directions were that we were going to be introduced to the crowd before the anthem was going to be played or after the anthem was going to be played. No one made any mention or any notion that we would be on the podium or had to be on the podium during the singing of the national anthem. I want to make that clear. Those were our directions, either before or after. No other event group that I know of stood on the podium during the playing of the national anthem. However, when we went out to introduce ourselves to the crowd, coincidentally, the national anthem was playing and they asked us to stand on the podium and then the anthem played. In that moment, I feel like it was a setup because those were not the directions. That was not the intent. The intent was we would be introduced to the crowd either before or after the singing of the national anthem. In which if we had that option or if I knew that I was going to be on the podium, I would have chose something else.
Now, I just want to ask, what is it about the national anthem or that whole scenario that made you feel so uncomfortable? Why didn't you want to, acknowledge that part?
History. If you know your history, you know the full song of the national anthem. The third paragraph speaks to slaves in America, our blood being slain and piltered all over the floor.
What is piltered
It's
mean?
disrespectful and it
thought
does
that's a
not
beer,
speak for
Chad.
Black Americans. It's obvious. There's no question.
Well, it's
She's
not
an idiot.
obvious,
No,
and
she's just an idiot.
and there are lots of questions. Here's what she said. She said the officials played the national anthem to set her up. Listen, I got news for you. You're not a gold medal, Olympian. You're third place. You're third place. That's third place. You're not first place. You're not even second place. You're third place. I guarantee the officials don't give a rat's ass about you. In fact, I bet it's the first time they've ever heard about you, Gwen. Quite frankly, you should do your history work and figure out what the national anthem is really saying.
You know what's incredible though about her position, and I talked about this last night on the Got Freedom podcast when I was done talking about bicycle laws.
Nobody was there then, though.
Exactly.
They'd
I almost spit out my
I had
diet
like one
Pepsi.
listener left by the time I got to the Gwen Berry story.
Oh,
so
boy.
Yeah,
because I wanted
listened
us to
the whole
talk
thing.
about it today.
Yeah, sure.
I was trying to help us out.
Oh, I know. It's
I didn't
always-
want to waste the story
I
last
love
night.
it when you're helpful.
So I got rid of all my
You're
listeners.
so helpful.
So I forget what I was going to say.
What?
So no, it's she She says that she was set up.
Yeah, she said she was set up by the officials.
It's preposterous.
Of course it is.
Let's
of course
assume,
it is.
Let's assume for a minute.
I believe her.
But no, but seriously,
why
let's
do the
believe her.
officials give a rat's ass about her?
Let's
They don't
believe her
know
for a minute, though.
They're after
They're
her.
like, oh, she's an activist athlete. She's a member of this defund the police color for
But
whatever
let's
the name
believe
of
her
it is.
for a minute, though.
Yeah.
Color of change group. I don't know.
Let's believe her for a minute. Let's believe that somebody actually said, okay, let's get Gwen Berry up on stage, right? Let's dupe her, and then let's play the national anthem because we know she hates it. We know that she hates America. So let's play the national anthem and get her reaction,
So
right?
everyone
That's
will
the
know
setup.
that she hates America.
Yeah, that's the setup, according to her.
Okay.
Did she have to do what she did?
No.
Could she have realized that she was being quote unquote set up and just stood there and did nothing? Why couldn't she just stand there and do nothing?
Because it wasn't a setup.
No,
And
she
it's
had to.
She's an activist.
Yes, because she's an. Why did she? Here's a great question that you just made me think of something, Tom.
Oh God.
Why did she have that shirt with her?
I'll see you in 10 minutes.
Why did she have?
Why
that
did she
shirt
have
with
that
her?
shirt with her?
Can we see the shirt again?
And where did she get? Yeah, why did she have that shirt with her if this was a setup? Or did she plan on using that shirt when they played the national anthem, which she knew they were going to play? She's a liar and a fraud.
That's exactly what she is.
Why
And
did
now
she have that
she's-
shirt with her?
Now she's backtracking, saying, I never said I hated America, but the Star Spangled Banner, she says, needs to be changed.
What should it be changed to?
Let's go ahead and rewrite the national anthem.
Oh,
That's a great.
say, can you
No,
see?
Don't sing it. Don't sing it.
The national anthem was instituted in 1931,
Mhm.
I believe, well after the well, no, actually, when was the Civil Rights Act? That was
64.
64. So
64.
it was actually
68,
prior.
64.
It was actually prior to the Civil Rights Act. So, but the national anthem was instituted long after slavery was abolished, long after the Civil War was fought, and yet she acts as if the national anthem was written at a time when we still had slaves, and that therefore it's a racist song, and that it adopted American racist principles.
So ridiculous.
They
right?
hijack everything in this new woke BLM movement. Everything gets hijacked.
But I don't even know. Is this organization that I've never heard of, Color of Change? Is that an offshoot of BLM? I don't even know. A leftist defund the police advocate group is who she's sponsored by.
Yeah, how much is she getting paid by them? The money goes somewhere, right?
Follow the money.
Right.
So she gets up on a national stage and she basically embarrasses all Olympians by turning her back on the national anthem.
She got paid.
Is that who we want being funded to go to the USA, Team USA?
Sure, why not?
It's not who I want.
50% of the people think it's a good idea.
Representing us in Tokyo, but whatever, she's a hammer thrower.
Well, here's
I didn't
Color
even
of
know that-
Change. Here's Color of Change. Gwen Berry's face is right on the.
There you go.
Right on the front
there
page
you
of it.
go.
She
That's
got
Gwen Berry.
paid.
There you go. She got paid.
She got paid.
There she
Companies need to stand with Olympic athlete
Two
activists.
thumbs up, Glenn.
We are
You got
calling.
paid.
We are calling on corporate sponsors such as Revere Realty to stand up against the International Olympic
Of course
Committee's
we are.
Rule 50, which punishes athletes who raise their voice for change. We've come too far to tell black athletes to shut up and play. I mean, talk about the boogeyman.
then You know how about the
truth?
The made up boogeyman that they're arguing
Do
against.
you want to know the truth of this whole situation right here? LeBron James was too expensive.
Good point.
Gwen Berry was affordable.
She was affordable. There you go.
Colin Kaepernick was too expensive.
But here's what you don't get. If you don't want to be up on a national stage
All right, I'm going to go back
for the U.S.
for the U.S.,
Then don't do it.
don't try out for
Yeah.
the Olympic
Go
team.
play Little League hammer toss.
I mean, honestly, no one's making you throw a hammer or run a 100-yard dash or an 800-meter or whatever it is.
Go give me a hammer. Go give me a
Nobody-
hammer. I'll throw one.
Nobody's making you get on the uneven parallel bars and twist your body around and, a zillion little flips on the gymnastic mat. No one's making you do it. Nobody has to do that, right? No one's forcing you to. They're not putting a gun to your head and saying, you must be an Olympic athlete.
Well,
And
their
when
mother
you-
is.
And when you get there, you're going to stand up on the podium and you're going to, no one's saying that they have to do that.
Where's Gwen Berry's mother in this situation?
I-
After all the money she spent and the time she's put into getting her child
Do-
to the Olympics.
Do they really do that for the track and field people? Is
Oh, my
a lot
God.
of time spent on the, I mean, I don't know.
I mean, it's an Olympic event, right? So my guess is she
I think
spent
it's
hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours.
It's track and field. It's not like hockey or gymnastics or
Sure it
figure
is.
skating.
Sure it is. It's
Figure
competitive
skating-
sports.
Figure skating is like expensive. You got the little outfits.
It's the
You got
Olympics.
the
I don't care
skates.
what event it is.
I
It's like,
disagree.
it's like getting into the Guinness World Book of Records. I don't
disagree.
care what the thing is.
It's freaking track and field. You pick
Oh.
up a hammer, you throw it. You got one in the backyard. Just
100%
Tom.
wrong.
She's not wrong.
100% wrong.
Vicky says 4th of July celebration happening in our town this weekend. Nice.
Somebody go ask her mother, and I guarantee she disagrees with her.
I'm just going to tell you, track and field doesn't spend any money. There's no money to be spent. You run around a track. Tracks are free. Right? Am I being redonkulous? I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't
That's a
think
huge
so.
commitment.
You ever watch BET, the Black Entertainment Network?
Why would I?
Sometimes
Yes.
they have good movies on. Anytime there's a good movie on, I don't care what network it is. I'm not prejudiced, right?
What
I'll
good
watch-
movies are on BET?
I don't know. Sometimes there are good movies like Lethal Weapon or, whatever.
Really?
It's good.
Lethal
Why, is that
Weapon.
because Danny Glover's black?
I love Danny Glover.
I
or-
do like it.
Or
Danny
Denzel
Glover.
Washington. But anyway,
How about Apollo Creed?
he's a billionaire. There he is.
How did he get $1 billion in America?
Right there.
In this racist country.
I know.
Unbelievable.
Shocking. His name's Robert Johnson, and he owns BET Network,
Good for him.
and he is calling for 14 trillion in reparations, and he wants a check.
Oh,
He's pushing hard for the
okay.
government to pay 14 trillion in reparations, and he wants his check just like every other Black American. And he
Of course he
said
does.
they should, even though he is a billionaire,
Right.
a self-made billionaire, by the way.
Obama says that's not true.
He worked his way up and he worked his way to where he is now.
you didn't make that.
A
Yeah.
man of
Obama says
man
there's
of
no
wealth.
such thing as a self-made billionaire.
it. No,
No, the government paid for all of his.
You know what? I agree with them.
Yeah.
I agree with them.
Sure.
that reparations are due.
How much money does he have?
He has billions.
14.3 billion.
Yeah, something like that.
Give it all back. The day he writes a check to the United States Treasury for 14.3 billion,
1.22 gigawatts.
we'll give him his reparations. He can get his pro rata share, but doesn't he have to give all the money back that he made off of this racist capitalist
Country, right?
society?
Yeah.
Give it all back.
Doesn't everybody still get Social Security?
Give it all back. He can have reparations.
But that's the guy.
I'm all for it.
He owns several homes and heads an asset management firm, and good for him. That's
Yeah.
what America is all about.
Absolutely.
You work hard, you do smart things, and with a little bit of luck and a whole lot of brains, right?
Yeah.
You can go a long way.
Maybe that's our problem, Kimberly. We
We
don't
two
have a whole
flags.
lot of brains.
We
You have
lack
two
on the brain.
flags sticking out of your head right now.
But here's what it really
It's hot and
boils
sexy,
down
Chad.
to in America. I never owned a slave,
Yes,
and
you
and
did.
he never worked on a plantation. So therefore, I don't owe him anything.
Ergo.
You don't owe him anything. You don't owe him anything. Anyone watching today doesn't owe Mr. Robert Johnson of the
No.
BET network
I beg
anything.
to differ. I think the Morgans.
Yeah.
I mean, that name. Just think about that name, the Morgans.
we came from
I mean,
Maine.
Yeah, they've taken a lot from this. They've
Yeah. But
they've stepped
again,
on a lot of backs to get where they are. The
I never
Morgans.
owned a slave. You've never owned a slave.
I haven't.
I cannot help
My-
what happened
I think the
140
Morgans did.
years ago.
Okay, I have not said this on the podcast until now,
Uh-oh.
but
Canceled.
my whatever he is, great
See, I told you
grandfather.
was a slaveholder.
No, his name was Hannibal Hamlin. He was
Hannibal
a,
Lecter.
He was a senator from Maine,
So he had to have been a
and he
slaveholder.
was the vice president, the first vice president to Abraham Lincoln. I'm
You're
a
full
direct
of shit.
descendant.
You're a direct descendant.
Wow, I'm
100%.
glad we had that tidbit there.
No, on my mother's side. So I have relatives from Maine that were in the Civil War.
Okay, that's great.
Okay,
It's
just
a nice
just
thing.
saying.
But anyway,
Hamlin blood.
so that's all I'm saying is about this guy. And again, it boils down to the fact that no one here in America today has ever owned a slave, and no one
Well,
in
my wife
America
owns me. Is
today
am I a slave?
has ever been a slave. Reparations are stupid, right? They sound good in, philosophically speaking, right? Oh, it all sounds good in theory, but the theory is crap. The theory is crap.
Well, it's simple. It's just another name It's recoded, rebranded welfare is all it is.
Well, that is true.
I mean, what is
that is true.
when you break it down?
And aren't we already paying in
That's what I'm
fact
saying.
reparations now?
When you break it down, it's just money. It's just redistribution of money from the government.
Right.
So you take money from a particular taxpayer, whether they're white or black, or brown or yellow, or male or female, or he, she. You take the money from the taxpayer, it goes to the government, and the government redistributes it in the form of these political paybacks.
Right.
And you can call it whatever you want.
Exactly.
You can call it a stimulus check.
Yeah.
You can call it Social Security. You can call it welfare, or you can call it reparations. Either way, it's a government check that you are beholden to.
Yeah, that's
as
right.
opposed to a job, as opposed to independence. So if you want to be independent of the government that you hate, of the United States government that you hate, then get a goddamn job.
And don't take
get a
money.
job.
Don't
take the welfare check and don't take the reparations.
Exactly.
Otherwise, you're always going to be a slave.
Right.
You're always going to be a slave, no matter the color of your skin.
Why don't we just call
All right,
it?
that's it. I'm done.
Why don't we just call it inflation? Because that's what's resulting.
Brett says it's a distribution of wealth in the name of equity.
Redistribution of wealth.
Yeah, it's
equality or
it's
equity.
Distribution of wealth in the name of equity.
Right.
We get you, Brett. Brett likes this. Brett likes this. Ready, Brett?
I will be the greatest president that God ever created.
I started a Facebook war today with a comment about Donald Trump.
Shocking.
I said he shouldn't go to the border. What the hell is he doing going to the border? He's not our president right now.
Kamala didn't even make it to the border.
But let's
She
be
was
real.
4 hours
She made
away
it to
from
El
the border.
Paso.
Hold on.
Christ
Let's have a
already.
moment of realism, right?
I agree, Chad.
Who was the mayor of Realville?
Lovely Warren?
Who was the mayor of Realville?
I don't
Rush Limbaugh.
Okay.
Willy Wonka?
Rush Limbaugh was the mayor of
Okay,
Realville.
okay,
He was
sure.
the self-proclaimed mayor of Realville.
Yeah.
If Barack Hussein Obama, right? That was his middle name, Hussein.
Yeah.
If he had gone to the border, or if he had done anything post-presidency while
Doesn't George Bush live on the border?
Oh, by the way, Donald Rumsfeld has passed away today.
Yeah.
Donald Rumsfeld.
But if Obama had if Obama had
former-
meddled after he was president in any affairs, what would Republicans have said? What would Fox News have said? They would have gone ape shit on the guy.
Right.
100%.
Right? They would have gone ape shit. He's not the president. He has no business. Now, make no mistake, I don't disagree with what he's doing as a matter of fact. I mean, our border's a mess. He's a private citizen
It
right
is.
now. He had a stakehold in fixing the border, and he wants to go see it, and he's entitled to go see it. You or I could go see it. But he's a public figure. He's a former president. And I do know that those on the right, especially the media, would lambaste. They would have lambasted Barack.
Here's the
Barack Obama.
difference.
Forgot.
Here's the difference with Donald J. Trump. He was doing this before he was president.
True.
So now
True.
that he's post-president, he's just blabbing his mouth.
It's
That's
Still
what he
being right.
does.
He's Trump being Trump.
It
yeah,
is-
he's just being him.
It is, Vice President Kamala Harris. It took her 90 some days to get to the border, and she didn't even go to see
It's a long drive.
where the majority of the migrant children were being held. 13,906. That's how many minors the U.S. Border Patrol encountered in the month of May at the southern border. 13,906. That's how many minors the U.S. Border Patrol encountered and had to gather up and had to take somewhere so that they would be safe in May. May alone, 13,000 minors. That's not counting the adults, the men and women that are over the age of 18. That's 13,906 kids, right? Without parental supervision, that people are just saying, go, just go to the border. They'll take care of you once you get there. So it's a little bit of an issue. And Kamala didn't even make it to where the migrant children are being housed.
These are parents that are sending their little brown boys and girls to this racist country, right?
Yeah,
Yes, so racist, so
Marcus
awful.
Williams
So
actually
horrible.
talked
Don't come.
Are the black families on Hudson Avenue traveling to the Mexican border and pushing their children across the Rio Grande so that they can be saved from this racist, disgusting country is Gwen Berry. Gwen, do you have any children, Gwen? Probably not yet.
U.S.
right?
Olympian Gwen Berry turned her back on during the national anthem.
Yeah, but when Gwen Berry decides to start popping out children, I wonder if she'll immediately float them down the Rio Grande over to Mexico to get them away from this nasty, racist country that she lives in.
I think it's a one-way street, Chad.
Yeah.
But Marcus
Such a
Williams
racist
actually
country.
talked about this on Jose Pio's show on Monday. So recap that.
Is he plugging other podcasts?
I am.
Like the Shannon Joy show?
No, Marcus actually talked about this.
Tell us what he said.
He basically
He doesn't remember.
No, he basically said that people are bringing their children to our country as they're getting raped and pillaged and throwing them over the wall to just get a chance to get here.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to get a chance
Yeah.
to come to this horrible
To be
country
black in
that-
America. To
that
be brown in
everyone-
America.
That everyone says is so bad, that's so awful, that we should be so disgusted by, that we should hate our national anthem. That's why 13,906 unaccompanied minors
Sacrifice themselves to get here.
came to the United States. You know, that's it. And by the way, I think we've got a little debate between Kamala, Vice President, Kamala and former President Trump. Do we have that?
Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
Oh, God. We got to play that again.
Can you play that again, please?
That's awesome.
Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
Who doesn't love this
The
guy?
best is the smile at the end.
Who doesn't love this guy?
Oh,
How do
that's
you
the
not
best.
love that, right?
That is the best.
That is-
A buddy of mine sent that to me today on a text thread.
That's funny. You have funny friends.
That's funny. Yeah.
All right.
Especially when they're busting my ass about stuff.
So let me tell you,
Jerks.
have you ever lived in a condo or a townhome? I've never in my life lived in a
No,
condo.
I've never worn a
lived-
condom before.
I've lived, we know you have 4 kids.
Wait, what did
Population,
she say?
population control,
It's called being Catholic.
isn't one kid enough? Not that I'm saying you have too many. I'm just saying, isn't one kid enough? Anyway,
Look, you do you.
I mean, there's a guy on the radio who's got like freaking 10 kids. Jesus. Can
Would that also be on Web 11?
can you wrap that thing up? So I have never lived in a condo or a townhome. I've lived in apartments from time to time, but generally, most of the time the apartments were like, I don't know. They were like weird, but they weren't like normal apartments where you weren't in an apartment complex with someone, directly next door.
Yeah, we've all lived in an
So,
apartment complex at one time.
The
or another.
Surfside situation where I think the death toll now is at 16, right? The residents of this condo, the board had been warned of significantly worse damage in April. There was a letter that was sent to the condo board members in Surfside, Florida, at this
Right.
condo complex. The residents of Champlain Towers South were told in April that they would have to pay $15 million in renovation costs this year in order for it to pass its 40-year inspection. $15 million worth of repairs. That's
How many?
a lot.
How
You
many
made this point
units?
the other day.
Yeah. How many
Tom.
units? How many units in the project?
So you're going to do the math. Let's do the
I
math.
don't know.
It's a lot of money
I
for
think-
each person.
I think I saw the breakdown where it was 80 to 100,000 per person.
Yeah.
Would that be right? I think
don't know.
I think I saw that.
Well, how many people are going to go? Yeah, that's never going to happen, right?
So the condo board of the collapsed Champlain Towers told their residents that the concrete damage had become significantly worse in that April letter and that they had to start making the corrections immediately to get things fixed.
Yeah, but
right?
concrete doesn't damage like that over 40 years. So
Usually happens right away. Balls.
This is something that happened below.
Right.
This is a ground issue. This is a groundwater. This is a sinkhole issue.
I think okay. So a maintenance manager had
Tom's an
said
expert.
that the
I am.
basement.
I took one semester of structural engineering at MCC, and I got a 1.56 grade point average, and then I went to meteorology.
the maintenance manager
God
at the
save the
Champlain
Queen.
Towers said its basement would flood with 2 feet of high tide seawater every month, and the pumps couldn't keep up with it.
Yeah.
So here you have this condo complex.
Yeah. The
that
sand. It's
obviously
built on sand.
has significant concrete damage. It needed $15 million in repairs. They said it was really in urgent need of repairs, and it had 2 feet of high tide seawater every month, and the pumps couldn't keep up with it.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Hang on, Kimberly. I'm not a structural engineer and I don't play one on TV, but this is not about the concrete that the building was actually built with. This is about the footings and the concrete from underneath the soil.
Right. And the rebar that was, corroded and rusted and breaking in two, right? And
Yeah, I mean the whole reinforcement of the foundation needed to be redone to stop this from happening.
So there you have it.
I mean, that's just an opinion from a real estate person.
do we have pictures? There we go.
Yeah,
There were some of the pictures before, right? And then, of course, you have the people at the neighboring condo building. You see the neighboring condo building? It's right there. Here's a guy, a crime investigator, that says, yeah, people in that other building should be worried.
Yeah.
I'd be worried. Wouldn't you be worried? I think we have that.
How many
audio.
people have built structures in Miami? I mean, this is what's going to happen. I mean, when you build something on a beach
Yeah.
with a sand foundation, you're going to have issues.
Yeah.
Like hurricanes.
Yeah. I mean, this is just,
Buildings just don't fall down in America. This is not a world country. Something was
Well, they
very,
did.
very
Well,
wrong
that's
in that building.
stupid.
So
yeah,
as a
they
result,
did.
That's just a stupid
Oh my
remark.
God.
I
We
wanted to see
talked
those
all
people
over it.
given a choice. I mean, is it going to fall down too? I think the odds,
Can we play that over?
No.
those fears are not unjustified. Buildings just don't fall down in America. This is not a third world country. Something was very, very wrong in that building. So as a result, I wanted to see those people given a choice. I mean, is it going to fall down too? I think the odds are low, but you know what? You don't take chances like that. I'm not willing to take a chance, and I'll tell you what, I wouldn't be comfortable spending the night in that building until I knew that it had been gone up and down, over and above, through and through, with forensic and detailed investigation.
What a crock of shit.
By engineers, and that's going to happen on Tuesday.
This guy is not a structural engineer.
He's a crime investigator. The fact of the matter is, I wouldn't want to live in the building next door either.
Is
Quite
he
frankly,
really? He was a crime investigator?
Yeah, he was one of the crime scene investigators on the scene.
Well,
but they
then
found,
he must have seen something, because his comment of buildings don't just fall down in America, he's suggesting that there was some sort of criminal activity.
No, I
because
think
the
he's
building did
suggesting
fall down
that-
in America.
Well, it did, but I think he's suggesting that there was severe damage beforehand and that it was never repaired, and it resulted in what you saw happened on Thursday, which now we're up to 16
Okay,
bodies.
I'm starting to get angry here, but
No.
I'm not saying that these individual condominium units are high end,
Mhm.
but each one of these owners has, I would guess, $400,000. I mean, I don't know what these units cost to buy. If you've got that much invested in it, I don't think you want your actual building to collapse. So
No, I don't think they wanted them to
I don't
collapse,
think
but
that
I
they
think
were
it was.
they were not told the specifics of this.
But they were in a letter in April that said, hey, we're going to have to spend $15 million. We've got significant issues here.
There's
And
more
people-
to this.
And people were throwing a fit because they were going to have to cough up $80,000 to $100,000.
There's more to this. Stay
Well, that's
tuned.
what that guy's saying. That
There's
guy is
more to
suggesting
this.
there's more to it.
There's
like,
more to this.
that there might be some criminality to it.
So
Maybe
it's
the
gonna,
UFOs got it.
it's gonna
Just saying.
it could be.
That was supposed
yeah.
to be my story for Monday that got axed.
They say it collapsed in three parts. First, the center of the building collapsed from the bottom upwards. So the bottom up theory.
Bottom upwards.
The bottom up theory. Bottom up, bottom up.
Bottom up.
Let's hear from our guest.
That's-
Right.
I love China. I just sold an apartment for $15 million to somebody from China.
And then it collapsed.
and then it collapsed.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Donald.
So I don't know. I mean, I'm
More to come on this story. Trust me.
You think about stuff like this. I've been looking for a client for a townhome, and
That's a great segue.
no, not in a building like this. She doesn't want in a building that's like in a.
She doesn't want a building on the beach.
No.
It's going to collapse.
She's, the townhomes that we're looking at, the condos, the townhomes that we're looking at are like, they're individual units that might be attached to another unit.
Sure.
But they're really great. They've got a lot of space in the townhomes.
Yeah.
A lot of space in the townhomes.
What does she have on her head? I love it.
What, this? You like it?
That's awesome.
Sure.
Can you
Get your-
see it?
Get your
in the
fuzzy
picture?
wuzzy American flags.
I know.
I feel like I should stand up and salute.
I
All
like
right,
it.
we'll go with that.
I like it a lot. You want to stand up and salute?
Sure.
Some of the other things. What would you? By the way, I was going to tell you guys.
Now she's flustered.
That no, I'm not gonna tell you. Never mind.
Come on, you can't do that.
No, I'm not gonna.
What a
I can't
tease.
share the story. It would be. It
Right.
would be
Breaching all sorts of
wrong.
confidentiality.
Yeah. So there is a lot of how many phone calls that are
6.
scams do you get? So today I've had about 8 phone scam calls from Elba, from Churchville. You know what they do? They
Pavilion. I get a lot from
I know.
Pavilion.
Ring.
There's
Hello.
one now. We got a phone scam going on right now.
So how's your car warranty, Chad?
Does anyone know about McAfee having info on corrupt information in the building? I don't know what that means. But anyway.
McAfee's a software company, so I don't know.
Right. I think
he just died.
he just died. He committed suicide in prison.
Right. But there's a conspiracy that, he didn't really commit suicide.
Wait a minute. I don't have my hat.
So you don't have your conspiracy hat?
No, that's okay.
You want to wear these?
No, I want to
It's in
wear
the
Chad.
mailroom.
You can wear these.
I was told I need
It's
to
my
wear
little
Chad's
headband.
cowboy. Can I try on your cowboy hat, Chad?
Sure,
And
that's fine.
my hair's probably like all messed up then underneath.
Okay, hang on.
Yeah, you can.
So listen, we wanted to buy fireworks, but there are so many people that have lost so much money to these phone scams. Listen, 29.8 billion to phone scams.
Yeah, I don't look good at all with this.
You're not really a cowboy hat
No,
kind of guy.
I'm not a cowboy kind of guy.
Okay, so there's this newscaster in Washington, D.C. She works for some Fox News station in Washington, D.C. And she got one of those phone calls.
So
One
she's
of
a
those,
blonde bimbo?
They want to. She is not.
Really?
On
Why are you
Fox
so
News?
effing annoying today? What is
Well,
your? what
haven't
is
you ever
your-
watched Fox News before?
Yes.
I mean, don't you see what they put out there?
Short dresses?
It's just all right. Go on. What happened to your American
they're
flag?
very tight dresses.
Tune in tomorrow
Oh,
night.
very tight dresses.
We'll talk more about it on the Shannon Joy Show tomorrow night.
Do you think those women aren't smart? Do you think
They're
those
way
women-
smarter than me.
Exactly. It's a good answer. It's a very good answer. You're very smart. So
No.
she is a Fox anchor and reporter in Washington, D.C., and she got one of these phone calls. And I get them constantly from Churchville and Elba. They basically take the 585 area code or the 716 if you're in
Yeah.
Buffalo, or
They hijack the area code.
816 if they hijack the area code, and that's how they get you to answer the phone.
Yep.
And then they rip you off by saying you owe $2,000 or you're behind on your
RG&E payment.
whatever. It doesn't matter. They just scam you. 29.8 billion lost
Wow.
in phone scams over last year.
Wow.
So this girl is pretty smart. Here's the phone scam thing that she set up.
Okay, so I've been getting really annoyed with these people. Yeah, I'm sick of them. So let's have a little fun. Hello,
Hello, can I speak to Jeanette Reyes?
this is she.
Hello, Jeanette. My name is Jason O'Neill.
Sure it
Calling in regards to an outstanding warrant we have for your arrest due to an outstanding
Oh my
balance in your
God.
account of $2,792.33.
I didn't know about that. Can I just pay for it now?
Yes, we can clear up this matter if you're able to make a payment right now with a debit or credit card of at least $2,500.
Sure. Yeah, I have a card ready now.
Okay, the card has your name on it.
Yes.
All right, and go ahead with the number, please.
Go fuck yourself.
3, 2,
One. Good evening. We are live on television right now with an investigation into scam callers. We have the FBI on the line. They are tracking this phone number as we speak. Sir, what is your full name again?
He hung up.
That's awesome.
I'm going to use that
her.
one.
She goes into her TV anchor voice.
I love it. Let me tell you.
Can we get her on the show?
One. We are live right now on national television. I mean, it's just
When Tom's not playing meteorologist during the day, he
Yeah.
spends half of his day on those phone calls.
Yes.
I swear he loves to answer those phone calls.
I talk to those people all day long.
What do you
He makes
talk
friends
to him
with them.
about? No way.
Yeah, he
Oh,
sits
yes.
there and
I
makes
actually
friends with
do
them.
talk to them.
I think they're his Facebook friends.
I have no friends.
He doesn't have anyone to talk to on a regular basis. So
Scam callers are my friends.
yeah. Good for you.
He's like, "Oh, this is a scam caller," and then he answers it all happily, and then spends a half an hour talking to him.
I don't want to talk to him because the more you talk to him, the more they can splice your replies
Oh, good
and
point.
make it seem
You
like
just never say the word yes.
it makes it seem like that you're agreeing to whatever they want you to do. So I never answer the phone call.
A lot of them come from Pavilion for some reason.
Yes, Pavilion, Churchville, Elba, right? That's so funny. Shut up, Chad. They have a dark
I was
hair
just reading
lesbian
that.
on Fox.
Thank you.
I know. Listen, if he was close enough,
Thank
I'd
you,
just
Michelle.
reach across the podcast studio and slap him. But he's
Yeah,
not.
but then you
Okay, so pool,
bust up some of this fine equipment.
what are you guys doing for the 4th of July? I'm gonna wear my little hat.
All
So,
right.
you guys like my hat?
I'm thinking about camping, but I don't know how this is going to work.
Camping?
Yeah.
Listen, you're a lot of things, Chad, and I don't take this the wrong way, but you don't seem like the camping kind of guy.
I used to be.
Yeah?
But we might be doing Friday night Tubcast camping.
Really?
Yeah, stay tuned. This could be epic.
What are you doing on 4th of July?
It's a long weekend. So on the 3rd, Saturday the 3rd, it's my nephew Nathan, my godson. It's his birthday party at my sister's house. So we'll have we're gonna have a birthday party over at my sister's house on Saturday. Then on Sunday, I'm celebrating America's independence
With fireworks?
with my
Bottle rockets?
Polish family,
Oh.
my wife's family,
Your Polish family.
but at their neighbor's house, who are all very fine Italian immigrants.
I love
So
it.
it's an awesome
America.
An awesome American independence celebration.
And they're happy to
with
be
my
here.
Polish immigrant in-law family at the Italian immigrant neighbor's home. And we're going to use my in-laws have a beautiful pool in their backyard.
Nice.
So we're going to use their pool, but the cookout's going to be next door at the neighbors. So we'll be kind of utilizing both backyards.
That sounds
and
like fun.
Yeah, it's going to be an awesome little
Well, I was going
backyard
to invite you
shindig.
guys to a pool party, but I guess not.
Well, it's too late. You got after us too late.
Is this Sunday?
Sunday, pool party.
You invited Chad, of
Yeah,
course.
invited you too.
You're going to be glamping.
Yeah, you're going to be glamping.
Only Friday night.
Only Friday night?
Yeah, we don't have a camp.
Well, then maybe you guys can come over.
It's not
Sunday.
really. We're just
let me
gonna.
know.
It's gonna be a day camping trip.
A day. Listen,
It's going to be a day hike.
I'm going camping up to
I don't hike, Chad.
up to the I've never been to the Thousand Islands.
Really?
I've never been up to the Thousand Islands,
Many times.
which is on that river, right? The
St. Lawrence.
the St. Lawrence River.
St. Lawrence Seaway.
That river. And my friends have a big travel trailer that might as well just be a freaking house. It's got an island with a granite countertop.
So where are you
they're
going?
nice nowadays.
We are going to some campground.
Which one?
Not this weekend, but like 2 weekends from now.
Do you know the name of it?
I know it has a tiki bar.
Of course,
That's
it
all
does.
I know. It has a tiki bar. The campground has its own tiki bar and great big
So
giant
there's a swim up
pool.
bar in the St. Lawrence
There's-
River that I don't know about.
Yes. So that's where we're going. So I'm excited about that. How much money do you guys have in your bank account right now? Can you tell me?
Really?
Yeah.
I plead the fifth.
How much money? I mean, I've got
Is this outstanding money including?
I've
Is the
got
IRS
I've got
listening?
$1.
$1.
$1.
I have two.
You've heard about these things happening before, and usually it
I have
doesn't.
double the amount of money you have.
You have two?
I have $2.
Wow, you're rich.
I'll raise your $2
Wow.
to $4.
Where are you guys going to spend all that buku money? I mean, that is so. This
I'm
Louisiana
looking for
family.
some reparations.
So
I have Dogecoin.
sometimes banks make mistakes, and usually, in my set of circumstances, they end up,
Screwing you.
like double dipping me on my car payment or whatever. They take out, because it's in the bank account and it just comes out monthly. And
When they loan money to mine and Tom's corporations, they always make a big mistake.
so
Right.
So usually sometimes they'll double dip me and they'll say, oh, it'll take 10 to 15 days to straighten that out.
So does Rich double dip you?
There's a family in Louisiana.
Jesus.
There's a family in Louisiana
Right.
that had 50 billion accidentally deposited into their
Wow.
account. Can we see the actual deposit?
50 billion.
There it
50
is.
billion.
There it is.
That's a lot of zeros.
And
That never happens.
Look, it's pending. the money was pending.
The hold has been, it says that a hold has been removed.
Right.
50 billion.
They're real estate agents
Take it and run.
in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Baton Rouge.
Yeah. Darren James is 47. They were looking up their bank balance.
That's an earnest deposit. The market's hot. Sometimes you need a $50 billion deposit.
Right?
Right.
Exactly.
Who's
So
the broker that's got to return that money?
So they said that they knew that the money wasn't theirs. So basically what happened, they didn't touch it. Usually when we hear about these stories, people will say, well, the money's in my bank account. It's mine.
Yeah.
Okay, no. The money that's in your bank account was not put there purposefully. It was an accident, and the 50 billion is not yours, which means you can't run out and buy 15 boats. Thankfully, these people were smart because they're real estate agents, and they knew that. Chase Bank is a bank that accidentally deposited 50 billion in their account. That is not
Shocker.
That is not an accident.
What did they do with the $110 that they bought before that?
I know what they online transfer from their checking
That's
account.
Tom's account balance, 110.
Hey,
Yeah,
so-
that's mine.
So I will tell you that if you're house hunting right now, they say that obvious home prices in cities like Phoenix, San Diego, Seattle are all up more than 20% year over year from last year.
Yeah,
right?
year over year, the national average is about 15%,
So
which is historically the greatest year this country's ever seen.
So low mortgage rates, right? They say the low mortgage rates.
The
In
perfect
fact,
storm.
my lady that is getting her townhome right now, she's getting a mortgage for 15 years, and we're looking for a townhome, and her interest rate is like 2.1%.
Yeah,
I'm like,
crazy.
oh my God,
Wow.
that's insane.
It's called free money.
So low mortgage rates, and they say the move to the suburb frenzy is obviously fueling this demand, and there's a shortage of houses, which means that if you're house hunting right now, offering 15 grand over the list price probably won't get you the house, and that is absolutely true.
Not even close, right?
Right.
You found that out the hard way a few times.
There's a would-be home buyer in Bethesda, Maryland, that pledged to name her firstborn child after the seller in a written offer, and she lost. I will name my child after you if you pick me as you can't do that here in the state of New York.
No.
I didn't realize that. You can't. You can't.
They got rid of that.
You can't tag letters onto your offer or pictures of your family or anything. It
But that's
violates fair
classic.
housing.
I've actually gotten a couple deals because of that, though.
Right?
Yeah.
Another buyer in Austin, Texas, bought 2 houses from the same seller so he could get the one he really wanted. It's insane.
Perfect.
It's insanity.
Well,
But-
the general perception is, let's say it's 150,000, and 3 years ago was at 4.5%
Yeah.
interest. The same payment today on 200,000 at 2.2%, you get the same payment. So
Right?
the only person making out on that is the seller. But the problem is that the buyer, when they buy something at 2.2%,
Right.
they're still paying 50,000 more than the property's worth.
They are.
So,
Yeah.
it just takes longer to make all those payments to get it paid off.
But what I've noticed in the last 2 weeks is I feel like the market is changing a little, at least here in Rochester. I feel like the market is
Slowing down a
changing.
little
Yeah.
on the prices.
Well, I think there's more inventory out there. I think there's more inventory out there. I think
noticed that.
people, there's a lot more options for people. And again, if you are looking to sell your house or you
Classic
need
supply and
someone
demand.
to represent you, of course, we here at Revere Realty can help you out. I'm a licensed real estate salesperson. We have 2 real estate brokers sitting right across from me here at Revere Realty. So we can help you. But
Tom, any action on that big Adirondack estate out in
ooh,
Williamson?
Wayne County, right?
We are going to drop the price, though. So
Tom's got a
stay
gorgeous
tuned.
listing out in Williamson.
That's beautiful in Wayne County.
It's one of the most beautiful.
7-acre estate,
It's
Adirondack.
probably the most beautiful place I've ever seen. But it's in Williamson, so
right. How many acres?
About 50.
That's amazing.
4 ponds, log cabin.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
And completely updated.
It is.
It is really beautiful.
Who took those pictures?
I know you paid for that, Chad.
Perfect. I can tell you didn't take those
You
pictures.
didn't take those pictures?
Those were professionally done.
You got to get one of those drones to do that.
Yeah, you paid for that, Chad.
Awesome.
You got to get a drone.
How much that cost us?
All right, very good.
About $325.
Of course
Well, of course we won't talk to everyone until next Monday. So we wish
Happy 4th.
We wish
Go
everyone
America.
a happy 4th of July.
Stand up and salute.
That you shoot off your fireworks. Don't shoot off your hand. That
Shoot
you
off your pocket rockets.
Whatever you have, the bottle rockets, the Roman candles, the black cats, whatever you got, shoot them off in your neighborhood. One day only. 4th of July. That's when you're supposed to, right? What are we doing?
Kimberly, I need Monday the 5th off. Are we doing a show on the 5th of July?
What is this?
I'll
You
sit
work
in.
whenever the hell you please? What is it?
I don't know.
Welcome
I'm just
to my
telling
world,
you,
Kimberly.
I need Monday the 5th off.
Why?
Because we're going to the track. We're going gambling.
I'll be here. I didn't get invited to the track.
You know what? If you're going to be in this, you got to be in this, right?
No.
You just don't decide, hey, today I don't want to work.
He's just here with his shoes off, hanging out.
Hey,
Brother Jeff is going back to Key West.
Well, good for Jeff.
And
yay, it's sinking into the sand.
I'll be
Have
here.
fun.
We have to see my
Have
dad, and we're going to the track on
Well, that's
Monday.
all very good,
So
but you've
Ch-
got a job.
I'll be
So
here.
Chad, you'll step in Monday the 5th.
Where is your
Maybe.
responsibility to the show?
I have no
He has none.
responsibility.
You can't just sit around doing a show and drinking wine all day.
Kimberly, I'm just top, right?
I mean, you sit around getting drunk, doing nothing.
All I know.
Do you want to make something out of your life, son?
No. Do you know what I learned today?
What did you learn today?
I don't work with cowboy hats.
Well, I'm glad we figured something out on today's show.
Right.
That and the fact that you think all, blonde news anchors are stupid.
Look, I didn't even get into the weeds today. Do you really want me to get into the weeds
I
before
don't
we
want
close
you
this thing out?
I'm here to keep you out of the weeds.
Do you want me to explain the true chronology of Independence Day?
No,
July 2nd, July 4th, August August 2nd.
Can you
Does
do
everyone
it
know?
in 3 minutes?
No, he can't. And so that's why
I can do a lot in 3 minutes. I'll have you know.
All right, good day.
That's why he has 4 Roman candles at home.
Ah.
Happy 4th of July
Happy
to
4th
everyone.
of July. Love you, America.
Rejuvenate, restore, refresh, and heal. At Fantuzo Acupuncture, we seek to help achieve effective health and wellness in an elegant spa-like atmosphere. Fantuzo Acupuncture specializes in traditional acupuncture, cosmetic anti-aging acupuncture, acupressure, cupping, CBD topical creams, and more. Approach healthcare holistically. Visit FantuzoAcupuncture.com to book online today. FantuzoAcupuncture.com.
From attic to basement, we're here for you. It's quality service in all we do. Call Taylor. 500 help.